Hey friends, Donovan here with Ernie Williamson Music and Trumpet Thoughts. And I had someone make a comment on a recent video, which I appreciate all of you that watch and offer commentary. But I find all the comments actually very interesting, and many of you are finding this content helpful, which I'm really truly glad to hear. It's the whole point of doing this stuff. But this person was commenting and they were saying, why do you keep saying TCE instead of just saying tongue level? And some of you will hear that and go, because they're not the same thing. That's why. But some people may not know the difference, because still to date, as of the time of this video, my most popular video is the video where I started uncovering really what was meant by tongue level and how tongue level truly works. And so that's still the video that gets the most views even now, and it's been months since that video came out. And so I can understand why one may think that, but TCE, which means the tongue-controlled embouchure, is different, has a different connotation, different meaning than tongue level. So I just thought in this video today, I would just kind of talk to you about it. So what's the difference between tongue level and TCE? So tongue level exercises, which tongue level, I think the most popular proponent, the most popular advocate of tongue level was Claude Gordon, a great pedagogue, and trumpet teacher, trumpet player. And that was a big proponent of his system, was using tongue level. And tongue level is totally a thing that works, but the TLDR version of that previous video is that so many of us, when we try to do tongue level, if this hand represents like our teeth, maybe like our bottom teeth, for example, and this is our tongue, usually our tongue is somewhere back here in the mouth, and then we're trying to like raise and lower our tongue, and it's really not doing much, and we're finding it hard to get the kind of fluidity that we would need when people say, like, about arching your tongue and stuff. And really, to me, what I found, the key, the secret that I found for me, was making sure that the tip of the tongue was resting behind the teeth for tongue level playing behind the teeth. And therefore, when I would level, not only would it level up, but it would also bevel towards the front of my teeth. And so I was kind of controlling the height and the closeness between the top of my tongue and the back of the teeth this way. Does that make sense? So it's both going up and forward towards my teeth for high notes. So like that. And so that's tongue level, and tongue level does indeed work that way. TCE, or tongue controlled embouchure, is actually different than that. And essentially, so in tongue level, everything that's important is happening from behind the teeth, really, and it's the tongue that's going up. With tongue controlled embouchure, it's different. The tongue is coming over the teeth, and it's engaging the lips, and it's beveling kind of into the lips. And so really, instead of having like your whole oral cavity and all that stuff changing, everything that's really important is happening in this tiny little space between your lips and the top of the tongue. And so it's just that allows that compression or resistance that happens between your tongue and your lips to be handled more at the point of the focal point of the embouchure. Does that make sense? So it's like all of that is just pushed even more forward. Now, the benefits of tongue level is increased fluidity, easy of slurs and all that kind of stuff. And you can by playing with your tongue position, you can control how pronounced your sound is. So you can pull that tongue back and lose a lot of the overtones in that sound and have it be, frankly, you can get it to the point where it's just kind of a dull sound, which isn't probably something we would normally want unless you just want it as an effect, but you could pull it that far back. I want to be really clear here. I'm not saying that using tongue level gives you a dull sound, okay? So please, no one take that away. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you can pull the tongue far enough away from your teeth where all of the overtones go down, and you essentially end up with just a duller, lifeless sound. And then but the closer our tongue is to the teeth and to the lips, really, the more vibrant the sound is. And so with TCE, because our tongue is over the teeth, And in direct contact with the lips, it's the most vibrant sound. And it's a sound that's more akin to the sound that many of our trumpet heroes, well, I say this because I'm assuming you have the same heroes that I do, which I probably shouldn't. Many of the iconic trumpet heroes, like people like Maynard Ferguson, Doc Severinsen, Al Hirt, Horst Fischer, those types of people, they likely played with a system that was more akin to TCE. Does that make sense? Another thing for TCE, and this is some of these concepts, of course, really, frankly, all of these concepts aren't necessarily my own. They're an amalgamation of other people's things that I've heard. But in a lesson I had with Brian Davis, he talks about not TCE so much, but about thinking about the distance from the tongue to the lips, and that as he goes higher, he tries to make that closer. So that gap between the top of your tongue and your lips is really the key. So again, just in closing here to summarize this, for tongue level, the tongue is somewhere behind the teeth, and it's arching up and down and likely forward and back. Up and forward, down and back as you ascend and register. And you can see, here's an interesting thing, you can see as we get to that high pitch, see how that tongue is kind of up there? Whereas with TCE, the tongue just comes over. So they're really close in that upper register. They're getting really, really close to that. And then with TCE, the tongue sort of stays through there. So it's over the top, like that. So that's the difference with TCE. So they are cousins. Think of those two. Tongue level using anchor tongue or modified K-tonguing is like a close cousin to TCE. Does that make sense? All right, let me know your thoughts in the comments, but I hope that helps.